Hey there, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to Roothaven Grounds. If you're watching the calendar flip to December and thinking your growing season is over, I've got some incredible news that's going to completely change how you view winter gardening. December isn't the end of your productive garden. It's actually a golden opportunity that most gardeners are completely missing out on. I know what you're thinking. December? Really? But trust me, after years of experimenting in my own garden and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the cooler months, I've discovered that December planting can set you up for some of the most rewarding harvests you'll experience all year. Whether you're in a mild climate or dealing with frost, there are strategic crops that thrive when planted right now. So grab your gardening gloves, and let's dive into these 30 productivity powerhouses that you need to get in the ground before time runs out. Let's start with the superstars of December planting, leafy greens. I cannot emphasize enough how phenomenal these crops perform when you get them started now. Spinach is absolutely at the top of my list. When you plant spinach in December, it develops slowly through winter, building incredible flavor complexity that you simply cannot achieve with spring plantings. The cold actually makes it sweeter as the plant converts starches to sugars as a natural antifreeze. Lettuce varieties are another game changer for December planting. I'm talking about Winter Density, Arctic King, and Rouge d'Hiver. These aren't your wimpy summer lettuces. Plant them now, and you'll have crisp, fresh salads when everyone else is buying expensive grocery store greens. Arugula is similarly explosive in productivity. This peppery green actually prefers cooler temperatures, and December planting means you'll have multiple harvests before spring even arrives. Kale deserves its own moment here because honestly, it's nearly indestructible. Lacinato kale, also called dinosaur kale, is my personal December favorite. Plant it now, and it will produce throughout winter and well into spring. I've had December planted kale still producing in July. That's nearly 8 months of continuous harvest from one planting session. Swiss chard, with its stunning colored stems, is equally resilient and adds both beauty and nutrition to your winter garden. Now, here's where things get really exciting. Root vegetables planted in December are some of the most reliable crops you can grow. Garlic is non-negotiable for December planting in most climates. If you haven't gotten your garlic in the ground yet, drop everything and do it now. Garlic needs that cold period to develop properly, and December planting still gives it enough time to establish before the ground freezes solid. Onion sets are another December essential. Plant them now, and you'll be harvesting beautiful bulbs in early summer, weeks before spring-planted onions are ready. I plant both yellow and red varieties because having that diversity in the kitchen is absolutely worth the minimal extra effort. Radishes are your quick win crop. Even in December, many radish varieties will germinate and grow, giving you a harvest in as little as 3 to 4 weeks if you're in a milder zone or using protection. Carrots might surprise you as a December planting option, but hear me out. In zones 8 and above, carrots planted now grow slowly and steadily, developing incredibly sweet flavor. Even in colder zones, if you provide some protection with row covers or cold frames, carrots will establish and be ready for an early spring harvest. Turnips and beets round out this category beautifully. Both are cold hardy and productive, giving you both greens and roots from a single planting. Beyond garlic and onions, the entire Allium family deserves attention in December. Shallots are exceptional for December planting. They require a long growing season, and getting them in now means you'll have those gourmet quality bulbs ready by midsummer. Leeks are another December superstar that most gardeners overlook. These cold hardy vegetables actually improve in flavor after exposure to frost. Scallions or bunching onions are perfect for continuous harvest gardens. Plant a batch now, and you'll have fresh green onions ready in about 60 days, with the ability to cut and come again multiple times. I keep several varieties going at once because they're so useful in the kitchen, and December planting establishes a strong production pipeline. The Brassica family is absolutely where December planting shines brightest. Cabbage is remarkably frost-tolerant, and December transplants will develop into solid heads by spring. I prefer the storage varieties for December planting because they mature at a perfect time for preservation. Broccoli, particularly the sprouting varieties, will establish now and produce abundantly as temperatures warm in spring. Cauliflower is more temperamental, but December planting in mild climates yields spectacular results. The key is choosing cold hardy varieties specifically bred for winter growing. Brussels sprouts planted in December will mature in late spring, and the cold exposure actually improves their flavor dramatically. If you've only ever had bitter Brussels sprouts, you need to try cold-sweetened ones. They're a completely different vegetable. Bok choy and other Asian brassicas are phenomenal December plantings. They grow quickly even in cool weather, and most varieties are ready to harvest in 45 to 60 days. I succession plant bok choy throughout winter because my family can't get enough of it stir-fried with garlic. Don't sleep on herbs for December planting. Cilantro actually prefers cooler weather and will bolt quickly in heat. December plantings give you months of productive harvest before it flowers. Parsley, both flat leaf and curly, is incredibly cold hardy. A December planting will produce through winter and into the following summer in many climates. Chives are nearly immortal once established, and December is a fine time to get them started. Dill can handle light frosts and will establish nicely from December planting in zones 7 and above. I also plant chamomile in December because the plants that establish in cool weather seem more robust and productive than spring plantings. Peas deserve special mention because December planting sets you up for the earliest possible harvest. Both shell peas and snap peas can be planted in December in many regions. They'll germinate slowly, establish roots during winter, and then explode with growth as soon as temperatures start rising in late winter. This technique, often called winter sowing, gives you harvests weeks earlier than direct spring planting. Fava beans, also called broad beans, are absolutely perfect for December planting. These nitrogen-fixing legumes are incredibly cold-hardy and will produce beautiful crops in early spring. The young leaves are also edible and delicious in salads, giving you multiple harvests from one planting. Now that you know what to plant, let me share some crucial strategies for success. First, soil preparation is even more important for December planting than summer planting. Your soil should be well draining because winter moisture can lead to rot. I amend my December beds with compost and ensure good drainage before planting anything. Mulching is your secret weapon. A layer of straw or shredded leaves protects roots from temperature fluctuations and helps maintain soil moisture without waterlogging. I mulch everything except for fine-seeded crops that need soil contact for germination. Consider using season extension tools like row covers, cold frames, or low tunnels. Even simple protection can extend your growing range by 1 or 2 zones, making December planting possible in much colder areas than you might expect. I use inexpensive hoops and plastic sheeting to create mini greenhouses over my December plantings, and the difference in productivity is remarkable. Water wisely. December plants need moisture but not nearly as much as summer crops. Overwatering is actually more dangerous than underwatering during cool weather. I water deeply but infrequently, usually once every 7 to 10 days depending on rainfall. Here's the bottom line, friends. December isn't downtime in the garden, it's opportunity time. Every day you wait is a day of potential productivity lost. These 30 crops are proven performers that will reward your December efforts with abundant harvests when food is most expensive and freshness is hardest to find. Start by assessing your space and choosing 5 to 10 crops from this list that match your climate zone and family's eating preferences. Get your soil prepared, gather your seeds or transplants, and get planting. The satisfaction of harvesting fresh vegetables in the dead of winter or enjoying the earliest spring crops in your neighborhood is absolutely worth the effort of bundling up and getting these crops in the ground right now. If you found this guide valuable, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss our gardening strategies and seasonal planting guides. Share this video with your fellow gardeners who need to know that their productive season doesn't have to end just because it's December. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 30 crops you're most excited to try, and let's build a community of year-round gardeners who refuse to let the calendar dictate when we can grow food. Now get out there and plant something amazing. Your future self will thank you when you're harvesting fresh vegetables, while everyone else is dreaming of spring. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video here at Roothaven Grounds.